Okay. Hi. Hi, Vanessa. I know everybody's out celebrating the 4th of July. I will not be doing that. I know nobody's really going to be here, but I don't want to have to do this tomorrow. So I'm just going to do this today. My hair looks so messy. Why aren't you? I have my own personal reasons. And yeah, I'm just going to leave it at that, honestly. Yeah, looks good on you. Thanks, babe. What's up, Crystal? Okay. I hope you guys are having a good one. What's up, Easy Dean? Hi. The lace black is looking a little trashy for me. Oh, well, that's okay. I freaking went all the way to the gym today and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna get a workout in. And they're like, hey, Violetta, we close in 15 minutes. And I was like, really? So then I was like, you know what? My mom was close. And so I called her and I was like, hey, you want to go on a trail with me? She's like, oh my God, yeah. Like which one? I don't know of any around here. So I just like randomly looked one up and we drove together all the way there. I went tanning it at least. And then we drove together. And then I got to this supposed like I used my GPS to get to the trail. Got there. There was no trail. It was the parking lot of 7-Eleven. And I was like, well, I have to go live, so I'm just gonna go. So there's that. I like the trash. Like I'm so dead. Something to keep in mind tonight. I am releasing a new video on my Where Dead Flowers Bloom Instagram. I'm also releasing a new video on my Where Dead Flowers Bloom YouTube channel. So if you guys have not subscribed to that channel or if you have not followed me on that Instagram page, make sure that you do so. It's called Where Dead Flowers Bloom. Not a big deal. They're two completely different videos. So double content. Yay. And they like couldn't be more opposite, honestly. I use it all the time. I have all trails, but I don't want to renew my subscription. I have that app, so I know what you're talking about, but I didn't renew my subscription. I just don't go walking on trails enough for me to be spending what is it, 130 bucks or something on it. So I'm not doing it, dude. Just not doing it. It's gonna be at 10. I was like, you know what? We're not doing midnight. So I made it a preview at 10 p.m. So hopefully we can do that. Mm. All right. So you guys, welcome to All Signs. Let's go ahead and see what is going on. What are we even doing? Okay, July 2025 predictions. I can even remember what we were doing. Let's check out some July 2025 predictions. You can check for any placement. It doesn't matter because these are general readings. If you want to book a personal reading, then you can do so on my website at violettaalexis.com. If you would like to join me for a private one on one session, which is every Wednesday, Thursday, and Saturday, you can do so by heading over to hypsee.com/Violetta Alexis. You will also see that link, which is provided as the pinned comment in the chat box. Also, if you want to book a super chat question for this evening to be able to get your cards read during the live, then you can also do so by visiting hypsee.com/Violetta Alexis. If you book before 7 p.m. EST, which is in the next 15 minutes, then you can get 15% off your question. After 7, you will have to pay full price. Okay, so something to kind of think about. What's up, love apples? It's nice to see you. Hello, Crystal. Well, I figured if there's anybody out there that's not celebrating, you know, 4th of July, then maybe they'll be here. You know what I'm saying? We need to turn on some music. It's so depressing in here. Ew. So, you know what? I'm gonna turn on my Venus and Scorpio playlist. Let's see. If you guys want to listen to it with me, you are more than welcome to. I will go ahead and share the playlist, okay? And you guys can listen with me. One sec. Of course, Twilight is playing. How funny. I just started watching that recently again. Totally forgot about it. Do you guys remember the scene where Bella like goes to find Jacob because he's like not answering her and she goes and finds him and he's like shirtless and he cut his hair off and he's like in the rain. She's like, Jake, where have you been? And then he's like, you need to leave, Bella. And he's like, um, you don't leave. You're gonna get hurt real bad. Uh, so funny. Also, fun fact, did you know that Jacob, the actor, and Edward are both Taurus risings, like yours truly? Okay. Oh, so funny, dude. I can't take it seriously. Or when Edward's in science class and she walks in and he's like, like he's got a nut on himself. Listen, if you don't look like that when you see me, like you can't even hold it in, like, what's the point? Just get away from me. Just kidding. Don't do that. I'll call the cops. Okay. Okay. I'm going to listen to my playlist, Touch of Venus and Scorpio for Good Luck. Yes, that is what it's called. Got a little bit of Ethel Kane, got a lot of good stuff on there. Let me share it with you guys. Once again, if you want to follow along or listen with me, you're more than welcome to do so. How do we share it? Okay. View full playlist. How do I share? Okay, here we go. There we go. Right? Yeah, there we go. I got it. Okay, there you go. If you guys want to listen along, you're more than welcome to. What's going on, Vicky? I resisted watching Twilight forever, then finally caved during quarantine COVID. It's a guilty pleasure of mine now. Damn. High sun power. Take note, those interested. You're interested until you're not. Okay, I promise you. I am intense. Okay, so thank you for sharing your playlist. I like listening to high vibe music. Well, I don't know if this is really high vibe, but it's my vibe. You know what I mean? High vibe, my vibe. Same thing. No, I'm just kidding, but it's just my vibe. All right. So once again, welcome to all signs. We're going to be taking a look at July predictions. We're just going to kind of run through and see just general. If love comes up, I'm going to read it. If money comes up, I'm going to read it. Whatever comes up, I'm going to read it. I'm just going to tell it like it is as per usual. That's why you watch me, right? So if you guys want to book a super chat question, you can do so at hypsee.com/Violetta Alexis. If you order within the next 10 minutes, then you can get 15% off. Also, another thing to keep in mind is that I am having two video releases this evening. One is in about an hour on my Where Dead Flowers Bloom Instagram. So if you go on Instagram and look up Where Dead Flowers Bloom and follow me there, then you'll be able to see the video. And then also on my Where Dead Flowers Bloom YouTube channel, that will be premiering tonight at 10 p.m. EST. So make sure you guys check it out. There's the YouTube channel. I dropped the link in the chat box for you guys. Other than that, let's go ahead and get into it. Okay. You know what have been kind of wanting to do? I've been thinking about getting Sculptra. I heard it's like really good for collagen production. I take collagen every day by U Theory. I love U Theory so much. I actually discovered U Theory because of my ex had it at his house, and I was like, ew. And so I started taking it literally within days. Sorry, that was my mom. Um, Look at this Jupiter transiting through Cancer. Okay, all about the mother and family, and me and my mom trying to like touch base again and like try to get close. It's nice. What was I saying? I was thinking about getting Sculptura. Anyway, I'm all about that stuff. I love that. I don't know if you guys have heard anything about it, but I've been really wanting to do it. Okay, so show you. Raw truth is best. Yay, caught you live. Hi, Auburn. Yeah, I know that most people are going out and doing their thing for 4th of July, but it's Friday and I go live every Friday and I'm not going to stop it just because of July 4th. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and get into this. Okay, so, um, Aries. Hello, Aries. I hope you guys are doing well. Let's go ahead and see what is going on for you for July 2025. Page of Wands. Okay, starting fresh. We like it. God, I love this song. Ooh, King of Cups. Okay. Page of Swords. You're definitely in this kind of new vibe, venturing out. Maybe you're doing some writing. Maybe you're starting a new passion project. For some of you, you're falling in love or you're connecting with your spouse or your partner if you have one in a deeper way. I heard influential, interesting. You guys may become more influential during the summer or during July for some reason. Let's see that page of wands, the two of swords, the two of wands. I feel like you're looking for more stability, but through alternative pursuits. Like that page of wands is when we're trying to find our confidence through creative means or entrepreneurial means. And the page of wands comes after the 10 of wands, which means that we've completed some burden or some level of responsibility. And I feel like that's where you guys are. With that two of swords and the two of wands, 2 + 2 = 4, and this can talk about stability. This can talk about foundational structures and trying to build something from the ground up. So I feel like that coinciding with the page of wands, which is kind of a new beginning energy, and then you have this for your advice. So I feel like you're on the right track. There may be some kind of educational pursuit or a course or something that you're needing to educate yourself on a little bit more before totally moving forward. I feel like with that two of swords and the two of wands as well, it seems like you kind of, I don't want to say you have your pick of the litter, but you definitely have a few options kind of going into July. And I mean, if you think about it, Venus is in Gemini, right? If you're like, for instance, if you're an Aries rising, Venus rules your second house of money and income and the money that you earn. And with Venus being in Gemini, which can be like the twins, right? So to speak, there can be like a couple of different ways that maybe you're making an income. Maybe some of you it's writing or content creation, whatever it is, it feels like you're trying to come out of your comfort zone. So I really like this. Ooh, the King of Cups and the King of Swords. Talk about options. What the hell do you have going on? So, 4 kings equates to an emperor. We have 3 here. feel like Aries, you're on the up and up. For some of you, if you are romantically interested in masculine energy, I definitely believe that this is a time where you can really meet your match, or you can even find people who are supporting you, specifically masculine. Masculine people, okay? So men, grandfathers, fathers, right? Friends, bosses, coworkers, whatever. You seem to have a lot of male support happening right now. Damn. If this is like all you, I feel like you are on, like, if you're a man, or if you're if you resonate with masculine energy, then I feel like you're on your way to gaining some level of power or authority. The only thing that's missing is the King of Wands. And I told you already that you were looking for your confidence, because we have a Page of Wands here. So for some of you, it's about finding your confidence. You may already start having more stability. You're thinking about things very logically. You're approaching people, places, things, situations, business deals with a sense of maturity. And I feel like now it's just about kind of having that entrepreneurial, fun loving spirit that you can integrate into whatever it is that you're creating. But if those are not you, then I feel like it could be a partner as well who's being incredibly supportive of you. It's a really good reading. Your advice, Page of Swords, Eight of Wands, the Sun reverse. So the Sun, I mean, this is once again about confidence. This is Leo energy, that Sun reverse there. So I feel like if you're wanting to venture out on something, if you're wanting to do something new, if you're wanting to do something different, if you're wanting to see what other kind of avenues you can explore, then it may require you to do a little bit more research, right? Learn a little bit more, educate yourself a little bit more, so that way you can have the knowledge to back up what you intend to pursue. And I feel like through that you'll be more confident through the education of whatever it is that you're doing. A fiery climax approaches, full moon in Aries, okay, and Uranus. So out of the box, something out of the box, doing something totally different. A full moon is a culmination. So wherever you have Aries in your chart, because this says full moon here, there may need to be an ending or a closing or an understanding or a revealing of whatever that house is, so that way you can move on to something different and new and exciting and innovative. Okay. So that's what I have for you, Aries. Thank you guys so much. I hope that you will like, share, comment, and subscribe. And if you would like to book a super chat question and get your cards read during this live, then you can do so at hypsee.com/Violetta Alexis. And if you do it within the next few minutes, then you can get 15% off your super chat question. Love this playlist. What's up, Tay? What's up, Faye? What's up, Delani? Glad to have you here. Is that you singing Where Dead Flowers Bloom? No. No, I wrote that song. Like, I wrote the words to it, but I can't sing. So I put it into Suno, which is an AI app. And I had AI sing, because unfortunately I'm just not a good singer. But I can do almost everything else. I just can't sing, which is so sad. I so much wanted to be a singer when I was younger. Just wasn't in the cards. You know what I'm saying? Hi, Faye. Thanks, Julianne. Yeah, I wrote another song what was it, last weekend, during my daughter's birthday. I just feeling frisky, and so I'll probably release that on not the net in 1 week. Okay, so next week on Friday, which I'm excited about as well. All right, so let's go ahead and move on to Taurus. What's going on, Taurus? I hope you guys are well. Let's go ahead and see what may be going on for you in July 2025. Eight of Cups reversed in your energy for July. Uh-oh, that Mercury retrograde. Oh! The Ten of Swords. Okay. And the Six of Wands is your advice. You know, where you put your attention is where it's going to grow. Meg Myers is so fine. Like, please. Okay. Um, so I feel like be cautious with revisiting people, places, things where you may feel like you're settling or something that's going to pull you back and then kind of shut you down. I think it's definitely a time for you to get a little bit of recognition. And I want you to be cautious of looking in your rear view because you might crash when you're trying to go forward. But let's see that Eight of Cups reversed, the Four of Swords, the Ace of Swords reversed. What is that Eight of Cups reversed, though? The Death card. You seem to be revisiting a situation that has been over or is over or was over, and you're trying to heal from it still. You're still kind of in this stage of healing from it. You could feel like you don't have full clarity around the situation, or you could even feel a little bit lost. But whatever the case, it just really feels like you keep returning to it mentally. Maybe you're not necessarily, and Mercury being retrograde, Mercury can be our thoughts and our the way that we think and what we're thinking about. And so, I feel like you're thinking a lot about something that died, that ended, that changed, and certainly changed you, but you don't really know what to do with that information. It doesn't really feel like you're talking about it or communicating maybe with a person. Um, but that Eight of Cups reverse tells me that you keep revisiting it for some reason. So the Ten of Swords, the Star. I just heard this is what dreams are made of, but I heard it in like you guys remember the movie Pretty Woman and her friend Kit when she had that like Jersey accent or whatever it was? What it reminds me of, the Queen of Pentacles. So interesting, right? So the Ten of Swords is here, which tells me that something is definitely maybe done. And it feels like, because with the Ten of Swords, there's nowhere to go but up after the Ten of Swords. So that's the good news, right? Well, the really good news is that the star comes after the Ten of Swords. So it does feel like you're going up in some way. The Six of Wands and the star together can talk about some notoriety, in rare cases, stardom. Okay, that's for like zero of you, but maybe, right? If you get lucky. And it feels like you're very financially stable if you're a Taurus rising. Venus moving through your second house is definitely going to give you a little bit of love up, not just in regards to your finances, but also in regards to your self worth and self value. It feels like you're taking some kind of dream after a very harsh ending or betrayal, and you're turning it into something that can stabilize you, stabilize your money, create a better foundation for yourself. You're taking really good care of yourself as well. And it feels like there may be some like healing as well in regards to finances, self worth. But it feels like a dream that you're taking. It's almost like when something really terrible happens and you're able to take that negative experience and transmute it into something positive that can work for you. That's what that feels like to me. Let's see that Six of Wands. Okay. So the Six of Wands with the Nine of Pentacles reversed and the Two of Cups. If you are looking for love, Taurus, this is definitely a time when you're going to learn what you're made of or what you're worth. This is going to be a time when you're going to figure out what you're willing to do for attention or validation. So if you're like overdoing it or you're overexerting yourself, or you're giving too much when you're not really getting when you're not really getting anything in return, I feel like there may be some love that shows up that kind of teaches you that. Okay, so be cautious. Other than that, I feel like there's a lot of success to be had here, and it's kind of telling you to enjoy it or asking you to enjoy it. And it's also telling you that you really don't have to try so hard just to be loved. Okay, that's a right that I think that you need to remember that you well that you have and that you also earn in certain cases, but not to the point of your detriment. A win-win outcome is forecast, full moon in Libra. And then we have Scorpio, two very different energies. Okay. There's going to be some kind of culmination, either in regards to a love relationship or some kind of business deal, but it feels like there may be some kind of level of compromise. But I also feel like this is about the truth. And there should only be a compromise if both parties are being 100% honest in regards to what their intentions are. And to, of course, listen to your intuition. I feel like this is going to be a time where you're going to be called to be incredibly vulnerable and honest about your feelings and what you want and not be afraid to stand up for those things. Okay. Even if it's business. So that's what I have for you, Taurus. Thank you so much. I hope that you will like, share, comment, and subscribe. And if you would like to book a super chat question, then you can head on over to hypsee.com/Violetta Alexis and get your cards read during the live. Um, thanks, Julie. Yeah, no, I can't do it all, but if I could, I would. Okay. All right. Let's go ahead. Oops. Hold on. Go- mm, mm. This playlist is so good. This playlist is so good. I don't care. This playlist is so good. I'm sorry. If you don't think that I have good taste in music, you're a loser. Just kidding. But I love this playlist so much. What's up, Asara? Thank you. Gemini, how are you? I hope that you're feeling super good now that Venus is in Gemini. Be excited. You're about to look super hot. Okay, if this is your first house. So congrats. This just came out of mine. Clearly it's not just about Venus being in my first house. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just joking. I'm just joking. All right, so let's go ahead and see Gemini. What's going on for you? Okay, Hermit energy. Virgo, your mercurial brother or sister. The Nine of Wands, this is very internal. The Fool. Ooh, you're about to have a breakthrough. Well, Uranus is entering your sign. I didn't even think about that. Uranus is entering your sign. I went through Uranus in my sign for the past 7, 8 years. Not easy, definitely not easy. Was it worth it? Yes. Definitely caused me a little bit of PTSD, I'm not gonna lie. But the changes are good, so it's time for you to look forward to that. There's definitely gonna be some internal work going on with that Hermit, the Justice. Wow, powerful. Look at all these major arcanas in your energy. You're going from within. And I feel like, especially with this is making me feel like this is being influenced by what's going on in the world right now as well. And what is right to you, you're doing the right thing. Like it feels like you know what it feels like? Not saying you're not a good person now, I'm sure that you are, but it's like you're trying to be a better person. like you're trying to be more honorable or more noble or just more balanced in the way that you think and the way that you are. And I feel like some of you are kind of taking a little bit of a load off, or you're kind of going within and spending a little bit of time alone to really contemplate and understand what that means to you. And there's a true confidence in the decisions that you seem to be making in July as well. Now, the way that this can kind of play out for some of you, you may end up winning some kind of legal battle or maybe some kind of civil suit. For others of you, it can also be you trying to figure out what you want in a relationship, like in regards to higher commitment, even if you're already with somebody. It also feels like you're working behind the scenes in regards to something that you're incredibly passionate about. But for some of you, you're not really telling anybody, or you're not really sharing it with the world quite yet. What's that justice? The Three of Pentacles. You're either teaching somebody else or you're learning from somebody. Almost like it almost feels like a mentorship or something, but it seems like you're focused on relationships in general and not just romantic, also platonic or the people that you want to work with. For some of you, there's a collaboration that finally gets solidified, like somebody that you're trying to work with or people that are trying to work with you. It feels like that gets kind of solidified. Let's see that. Let's try that again. The Nine of Wands, the Ace of Wands reversed, and the Temperance. You seem to be coming out on top. Like I also feel with that Nine of Wands and that Justice, it's like you're getting some kind of good karma in your life. Something that you've been fighting really, really hard for a long time. It's like it's finally taking off. And I'm wondering if this has something to do with Uranus making a trine to Pluto. Uranus is going to be making a trine to Pluto for quite a while, for some months. So something to kind of look forward to. So this can be where you're really empowering yourself. I feel like with that Ace of Wands reversed, you may feel a little burnt out. So making sure that you're taking care of yourself. Maybe that's why you're, God damn it. Maybe that's why you're focusing on a lot of alone time and just kind of doing things behind the scenes. But you seem to be handling it really, really well. Like there can be something that you've been wanting to create for a long time and you finally are doing it, but you are a little bit burnt out. I do feel like you have a lot on your plate, but ultimately, this is a power up, in my opinion. Just based on the astrology and the tarot, it just feels like there's a power up going on here, and a new identity or a new way of thinking. Your advice. The Fool, the Judgment, and the Six of Cups reversed. I feel like there's to say it's holding you back, but it's certainly affecting you. And this can be around some kind of childhood trauma, maybe, or, maybe you and a partner kind of had it out, or something in regards to a child, or something like that. And it can still be kind of in your energy and affecting you negatively. And it's telling you you don't have to ignore it, but don't let it destroy or destruct you because it's really a part of your path. Like I take a look at a lot of the things that I've been through in my life, and I very much get now why it happened. I understand why it happened. So I feel like that's kind of what is going on for you. But don't be afraid to venture out. Don't be afraid to empower yourself by starting brand new. This is all about your higher path. A personal issue reaches a resolution, full moon in Cancer, and then Virgo. This can be something in regards to your health or your work. Okay. Like something is revealed to you about work, or something is revealed to you about what you want to do for work, or something is revealed to you about your fitness and your health or your nutrition. Okay. or maybe about an illness that you've had. Okay. And I feel like you'll finally be able to have some reprieve. Of course, I'm not a medical professional. Okay. I'm just telling you the possibilities just because Virgo can represent that stuff. And if it says um, it's reaching a resolution, and that's kind of what that makes me wonder. Can also be something in regards to family, but it's basically asking you to kind of buckle down and do the work that you need to in order to have the outcome that you'd like. That's what that looks like to me. For others of you, there may be some resolution that you're having with a Virgo in your life as well. Okay. So that is what I have for you, Gemini. Thank you guys so much. I hope that you will like, share, comment, and subscribe. And if you guys want to book a super chat question and get your cards read during the live, then you can do so at hypsee.com/Violetta Alexis. Thanks a lot. What's up, Stephanie? Thank you. I think I need some more water. Get some pistachios before we do Cancer. This music is such a vibe. I'm so glad I played it. Okay. Okay. Now we're going to move on to Cancer. Okay, Cancer. Hi, my little crabbies. Let's go ahead and see what is going on for you for July. Your birthday. Happy birthday. Chariot reverse. Well, that's you, but it's in the reverse. Three of Swords. Mm, Four of Wands for your advice. I feel like you guys need to have some fucking fun. Like, I feel like you guys need to go out, maybe touch some grass, maybe touch somebody, maybe just have fun. Go to a party, do something with that Four of Wands, because that's your advice. Because this isn't gonna work for me for your birthday season, personally. But let's see. Going backwards, but there's a reason, I'm sure. Chariot reverse. Seven of Pentacles, Six of Pentacles. Why is the Chariot reversed? The Six of Swords. Careful that your car doesn't break down or you don't have some kind of car trouble. Okay, for some of you, that can definitely happen. Mm, the Chariot reverse can show up when there's a fear. or we're lacking the courage or the drive or the willpower. And it can sometimes be where things feel a little chaotic, especially emotionally. Cancer is very much about the emotions. And the Six of Swords clarifying it, maybe there's a fear of moving on, or maybe there's a fear of resolving something with someone, or um maybe for some of you it really is just car trouble and you're having a hard fucking time getting around. It can be that as well. But what that Seven of Pentacles tells me is that there is a fear of investing in something, or an uncertainty on whether or not you should continue to invest for real. So there can be a couple of different avenues that you're investing in some way, shape, or form, and that you seem to be feeling very generous. You're trying to, maybe you're doing charity or something like that, okay, for some of you, or maybe some of you guys are helping people out, or but for that Seven of Pentacles to be there, and then it's going to the Six of Pentacles, it feels like you're not so invested in something anymore, but you are giving to it. It almost feels like you're attempting to take a more lighthearted approach to something that you have been invested in. Can you just tell me that Six of Pentacles? I don't get it. The Tower. Sorry, bug. You're letting something go. Some kind of change is happening that feels pretty uncomfortable, and that's why you're going backwards. I can't really tell what it is, to be honest. Could be something financially as well. It doesn't necessarily feel bad. It just feels a little chaotic. And maybe that's just internally. Three of Swords, Five of Cups reversed, the Emperor. I heard, oh shit. When did I hear that? So if you're a feminine, Cancer, it seems like there's maybe some heartache here between you and an Emperor like archetype. Somebody can be maybe apologizing to you. Somebody seems to be trying to take some form of accountability or take charge in some kind of way. The Emperor is Aries. The Emperor is the leader, right? He's all of the kings combined, and he's going to put his feelings aside to take care of the shit that he needs to take care of. And so, if this is somebody in your life, I feel like you may be getting some kind of apology, or maybe you're giving one, but it feels like it's this person. It feels like they're taking responsibility, or like this person's heartbroken with that Three of Swords. For others of you, if you're the masculine, then you may be doing that. Now, for others of you, it can just be that, yes, something hurt you very bad, something really sucked. Maybe you're heartbroken over something, but this is where you're taking it and you're like, you know what, I just have to let it go. I just have to, and maybe that's what this is, that Tower. And so you're kind of on the up and up if you're this Emperor, or whatever. But it's like putting your feelings aside and bossing up, essentially. Okay. Your advice is the Four of Wands, the Queen of Wands, and the Moon reversed. If you're a feminine, this is telling you to be yourself, to be confident, or do the things that make you feel confident. Go out, touch grass, have fun. I feel like with that moon reversed, you have to get over yourself. Okay. For some of you, there's something that may be keeping you from stepping into your full power. And this can be where you're maybe suppressing some kind of emotions, or there's some kind of fears where you can't get over whatever it is. And what you're not realizing is that fear that you keep holding on to, that's affecting you in such a deep, maybe even just a subconscious way, is stopping you from becoming the leader or the kind of person that you really want to become. So for some of you, it can be that. For others of you, if you're a masculine and this is a woman that you're dealing with, or a feminine, it may be about being honest and being vulnerable and telling this person the truth, okay, about something. Luck is on your side. And you know what's so funny? I wish I would have said it. That's what makes me so mad about myself. I don't trust myself all the time, and I really should. I was gonna say, I feel like it would go better than you think it would. And then but I didn't say it. And then of course I got luck is on your side. I'm so mad I didn't say that. And house one. So I feel like you're lucky. I mean, Cancer, you have Jupiter in your sign right now. You're lucky. Take advantage of it. I feel like this is a great time to grow. I feel like there needs to be a brand new beginning in regards to what? In regards to you, your individuality, your self-image, maybe a new workout plan or a new diet plan is in order, maybe just a whole new approach to life, whatever it is. I feel like pretty much anything that you do right now, for the most part, is really going to be in the winner category for you. So don't be afraid to kind of do shit, you know? So that is what I have for you, Cancer. Thank you guys so much. I hope that you will like, share, comment, and subscribe. And if you would like to book a super chat question, you can do so at hypsee.com/Violetta Alexis. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot, Cancer. Pony's still starting to give me a headache. Thanks, Delani. All right, let's move on to Leo. Hey, Leo, how are you? Let's go ahead and see what is going on for you for July 2025. Okay, Ace of Pentacles reversed, Nine of Swords reversed, Two of Pentacles reversed. Okay, Queen of Cups reversed, Seven of, ooh, okay. Well, excuse me, Leo, as most of you guys are aware, Pluto is opposing your sign. Okay, so I guess I'm not really surprised that this is here. Pluto opposing your sign. I mean, I have Pluto in my seventh house, so it's opposing me, it's opposing my moon, it's opposing my ascendant, and it's been very difficult. Okay. So this can definitely be a lot of power struggles, or even kind of awakenings in regards to people. And yourself as well. And it feels like there is some kind of missed opportunity that has caused you some level of trust issues. I feel like you're feeling a little emotional, and I think it's because the veil was lifted. And also, Neptune is currently retrograde, right? Neptune just went retrograde today. So there can be this kind of revealing of something that may feel a bit uncomfortable, right? And so I think that it's giving you a little bit more trust issues than you probably had before. And I hate to say that, but that's what I'm getting. What is this? The Seven of Wands reverse. You can find out that somebody was actually jealous of you. Um, this kind of reminds me of when I was dating this person, and I'm the one that like got him his channel monetized and all these other things. Long story short, I found out that he was like talking behind. We lived together. I found out he was talking behind my back and telling people not to support me anymore, but it was because he was jealous. And he resented me for, giving him a platform. This is a long time ago. That's what this reminds me of. Like, and I feel like this is something that you already kind of understand, or you were kind of getting down to the bottom of anyway. And so you can realize that, like, you've been sleeping with the enemy, and I know that sounds really scary, but sleeping with the enemy, or you were friends with somebody that just secretly wanted to be you, or something like that. Leos, you guys, I think that you guys are kind of the brunt of that a lot, unfortunately, because you guys shine. So just a word of caution. The Nine of Swords, well, listen. The Nine of Swords reverse, the Three of Wands, and the Ten of Pentacles. Well, the good thing is that you guys are coming into some money. You may enter a relationship. This can be somebody who lives abroad or lives far away, or maybe lives at a distance. This can be where you just decide, you know what, I'm not going to let this take me down or break me down in any kind of way, or allow it to affect my money. It seems like you're taking the energy and you're like, what can I do with this? Alchemizing it. And so with that Three of Wands, it's this new venture. You come up with a plan in July and you're going about that plan. You're taking initiative. And it seems like that initiative that you're taking, that plan and that follow through, is creating some kind of long term wealth or a very strong long term relationship. It's going to be dependent upon your own personal situation. So, I feel like if somebody was jealous of you now, they're definitely going to be jealous of you by the end of July. So look alive. The Two of Pentacles reversed. I heard don't spend it all in one place. Okay. Two of Pentacles reversed, the Devil reversed, and the Five of Pentacles reversed. I feel like something was already chaotic in your life. And I feel like it's really just about saying, you know what, that happened. It is what it is. I can overcome this. I've been through worse. And I think it's just about realizing maybe how you've given your power away, or how maybe your abandonment issues have affected you in some way. So it's really about not necessarily what can you add to your life, but what you can subtract out of your life. You know what I mean? That's kind of what I'm getting for that. Also, if you have like debts and stuff to pay and you do come into some money, I feel like this will be the time where you should like take care of those. Okay. You are good enough. Aw. And Libra. Okay, so there may be a Libra that you're dealing with. There may be a Virgo that you're dealing with. But this to me is you just realizing, like, if you've been in a relationship with somebody, whether this is platonic or romantic, and this person has made you feel like you weren't good enough, people that purposely try to do that usually do not feel good themselves. And so they may see something in you that they want to become like, or that they wish that they had. And so understanding projection and understanding that truly happy and secure people do not go around trying to hurt other people, right? They just don't do that. That's like what narcissists do and highly insecure people do. So something to kind of remember if you're at the expense of somebody else's weaknesses. Okay. So, Leo, that's what I have for you. Thank you so much. I hope that you will like, share, comment, and subscribe. And if you want to book a super chat question and get your cards read during this live, then you can head on over to hypsee.com/Violetta Alexis and you can book with me there. Have a good July, Leo. What's up, Nathaniel? Okay. Let's move on to Virgo. Hey, Virg. What's going on? Let's go ahead and take a look and see what is going on for you for July. The Knight of Cups. Okay. Not my favorite, but we'll go with that. Three of Cups reversed. High Priestess reverse. Dun dun dun. Okay. Tell me about that Knight of Cups. All right. Five of Swords reversed and the Lovers reversed. Virgo. Oh man. Tell me about the Lovers reversed. The Magician reversed. Ooh. So reverse it if you must. Okay. I don't know what's going on in your personal life. Not my business, but here we are. For some of you, you may really want love, and you may feel very called to initiate or what is the word, whatever, follow through in some kind of love endeavor. Okay. And it may end up that this person, it may come as unrequited, or it may feel unrequited, or maybe it ended up not being exactly what you wanted, or this person didn't meet some kind of expectation that you had assumed that they would live up to. So the Knight of Cups does tell me that maybe your intentions are pure. Five of Swords reverse. Okay, you're not trying to play any games, but you may feel like this person is. It may come about that this person that you're trying to manifest, or that you are approaching or trying to hit on, or whatever it is, you may feel like this doesn't really come to fruition. And it can be because values and spiritual religious differences. It can just feel like the communication is off, or once again, it's just not mutual. So and it can kind of make you feel not so confident. You can also see, especially because the Three of Cups is reversed here as well, and with the Lovers reversed and the Three of Cups reversed, this can sometimes indicate that there's a third party energy, that there's too many cooks in the kitchen, right? So let's see that Three of Cups reversed, Eight of Pentacles reversed, the Five of Wands. Stay out of it. That would be my advice. Of course, I have your advice here, but that would be my personal advice, not that you asked for it. The Three of Cups reversed, Eight of Pentacles reversed, and the Five of Wands. I feel like you've been here before. Maybe not with a specific person, but I feel like you've been in a very similar situation as this. It does feel like there is a third party situation, or you and this person are not coming together due to a lack of effort or because of a third party situation. And it's essentially just going to lead to this drama, basically. You guys do have Mars in your sign for this month. So it can feel, you can be coming off a little strong. So something to keep in mind if you are trying to approach your spouse, or you are trying to approach your partner, or if you're trying to approach somebody brand new, this can be a time where you may rub people the wrong way. Okay. Because especially like if you're Virgo rising, Mars in your first house, it's naturally opposing your seventh house. So it can feel like people can feel like you're pressuring them, or you're like hunting them in some way. It can be really great for working out and things like that. So I guess just be cautious. Because it does feel like there's some drama. What's the drama? The Knight of Wands reverse, dear God. So it can be around some kind of inconsistency or some player like ways. Don't know if that's you. Don't know if that's someone else. You know yourself. So apply it as you may. Your advice: High Priestess reversed, Four of Pentacles, and the Four of Cups. I would keep a lot of shit to yourself. Okay. I would keep things to yourself. I'm not saying that you can't put yourself out there. I'm not saying you can't take action, but it's really about how you take action, right? Don't like go oversharing or anything like that, because I feel like it will end up leading to some kind of disappointment. What do you need to release? And Earth. What do they need to release? The Ace of Cups? I feel like you got a lot of love to give, but you don't know where to put it, or there's a lot of creative juices kind of flowing. I feel like if you have a lot of feelings going on, if you feel like you have a lot of pent up frustration or anything like that, I think this is a great time for you to release it through creative means. So writing, singing, dancing, whatever the thing is, it can also be, right, working out, Mars on your sign. And, try to ground yourself, because I feel like there can be a moment where you kind of maybe allow yourself to get a little ahead of yourself. And so that can cause maybe some upsets or some disappointments. Okay. So, Virgo, sorry, that sounded really crappy. But it feels like, for the most part, you seem to be very vulnerable and creative, and it just feels like somehow that may lead to a little bit of drama. Okay, so something to keep in mind. But that's what I have for you, Virgo. Thank you guys so much. I hope that you will like, share, comment, and subscribe. And if you want to book a super chat question with me, then you can visit Hypsee.com/Violetta Alexis. Thanks a lot. All right. Sabrina Claudio is so fine. That Virgo woman. I would say my type, but I think that's everyone's type. Okay, Libra. Libra, what's going on? Let's go ahead and see what's going on for you for July 2025. You're showing up as the King of Wands. So, Libra, if you're a feminine, this might be reversed. The Hangman, 10 of Wands. Okay. I think it's time to wrap something up here. Time to let something go. Page of Cups reversed. Well, the King of Wands, Page of Cups reversed, Eight of Swords. I mean, it feels like you're not really sure whether or not you should offer something to another person. That's what that looks like to me. You can be kind of leading with this macho-ness or this, sense of masculinity. Maybe you're focusing on entrepreneurial endeavors, but when it comes to your heart or when it comes to your creative pursuits, you may not really be sure how to create something that you really want to create, or may not really be sure what you want to create, because maybe your heart's not in it. With that Page of Cups reversed, why are we Eight of Swords? Why the Eight of Swords? The Knight of Pentacles. It feels like you want to ground something into reality, but you're not really sure how to, like, if it is something creative, you're like, well, how can I make money off of this? Or if there's some kind of entrepreneurial endeavor in some kind of way, you may be like, okay, is it, which is going to make me the most money? Or what is it that I really want to work on? Where is my heart really, like, in on what project or on what avenue? But I like that the King of Wands is here because it tells me that you're taking initiative, that you're feeling pretty confident about yourself. You feel confident that you can do it, whatever that may be. You're just not confident in where to put that energy, or how to make something happen, or what to work on first, or whatever it is. Okay. The Hangman, the Wheel of Fortune, and the Knight of Swords. Sorry, my freaking underwear, like, okay. Sorry. Okay. You know what? You know what's going on? You're kind of just like, I'm just going to let it go. I'm just going to let God decide for me. I'm going to let the universe decide for me. It seems like you're not really trying to push it anymore. You're just getting to this point where you're not even really trying. And it seems like that's where your answer lies. You know what's really funny? So, as most of you know, I'm a writer. And when I like really try to hunker down and write something, I'm like, okay, it's time to write a poem, right? And when I try too hard, it really doesn't hit like the other ones. If I just like write as if I'm writing a letter, like where I really have to be like, no, what is my heart really saying? As opposed to where I feel like I have to try so hard, And so it's like the ones where I barely even try are so much better. And it's something like that. It's where you stop with this trying so hard with something or trying so hard to figure it out, and you're just kind of like winging it. And it seems like that's working for you. And there's something coming in that feels very faded. It feels very high vibrational. It feels very fortuitous, and it can be money as well. But Wheel of Fortune is like big blessings in your favor. And you're running with it with that Knight of Swords. You're getting a lot of answers by not focusing on the answer. Okay. There is a woman in your life, maybe the mother of your children, or maybe an actual mother, or something like that. It may be asking you to close something out with this person, not like tell them to fuck off or anything like that, but it almost is like that saying, you'll get more bees with honey than vinegar. And for some reason, whoever this feminine is, I feel like that's the advice in regards to you and this feminine person. So I don't know if that's a mother or if that is a girlfriend or a wife or whatever. It's time to release negativity and sextile. Yeah, so I feel like it's more so something with this person. And maybe time to release some kind of negativity with this person. And I feel like the opportunity will make itself available, or you will need to create the opportunity yourself. But whatever the case is, I feel like something is a long time coming. Like it's time to shut this down. It's time to let it go. It shouldn't even be a thing anymore, or something like that. So I feel like you may have to create the opportunity for whatever that is. So that's what I have for you, Libra. Thank you so much. For a lot of you, that was reversed. I hope that you will like, share, comment, and subscribe. And if you would like to book a super chat question and get your cards read during the live, then you can do so at hypsee.com/Violetta Alexis. Thanks a lot, Libra, and have a good summer. I wonder if V uses tarot for writing inspiration. I've tried it. Not really. It wasn't really for me. All the heartbreak I've endured, that's where I get my inspiration, honestly. It really is. Like, and I have to use it. Like, I have to use it. It can be somebody that I haven't dated in like 5 years, and I could still draw that from me, like from a well. It's just my process. Oh my God, I love that song. Yes, Julie. Okay. Hi, Donna. Um, Actually, you guys, let me just pee really quick and get some water, and I'll be right back. Okay. Give me one sec. It's freaking freezing in here. Okay. But I like this. It's such a chill little night because everyone's out freaking doing their thing. So just like chill. It's a vibe. Okay. Scorpio, hi. Welcome. Let's go ahead and see what July has in store for you. Seven of Swords is your energy. Okay. The Ten of Cups, period. All right. And the Queen of Swords for your advice. Ooh, I feel like you're going to have to tell somebody the truth about something. Hmm. What's a family or relationship support? Seven of Swords, the Hierophant, the Page of Pentacles reversed. Are you trying to avoid a relationship? Is that what you're doing? Seven of Swords, the Hierophant, Page of Pentacles reversed? Or you're like, yeah, I'm not putting effort into that shit, you know? Some of you are very focused on some kind of spiritual pursuit, but it's more behind the scenes. You're not really maybe telling anybody about it, or maybe there is a relationship that you're actually in, and you're trying to keep it quiet. The Page of Pentacles reversed, the World reversed. Okay, it feels like there is a missed opportunity that's kind of coming back up. That's what it looks like. It's a missed opportunity that is essentially coming back up, and whether or not you want to deal with it or take part in it is obviously totally and utterly up to you. But it is something that maybe you left on the shelf, or maybe somebody that left your life, or maybe it is something business wise as well. It could certainly be that, but whatever it is, it feels very spiritual in nature. This can also be that you're needing to revisit some level of education in order to finish up the thing that you've wanted to pursue prior. So, maybe you wanted to like study astrology, or you wanted to become an astrologer, and you bought a course a long time ago, and you just kind of left it there, and then you never did it, and now this is the time where you're doing that, right? Maybe it's that. But for others of you, it may be a relationship. And I see the Ten of Cups here, which can definitely talk about a relationship. So what's that Seven of Swords doing there? The Hermit. Okay. Some of you are avoiding a Virgo. Others of you, it feels very private. It feels like you're trying to keep something very private. And it's either an educational, spiritual, or relationship pursuit. And it was something that was left before and is now being revisited. And it feels like you're trying to keep it very hush hush. Hierophant reversed now. I'm not judging. Nine of Pentacles. Why is the Hierophant reversed? The Moon reversed. There's something very unconventional about a relationship that maybe you're entering. It feels like there's a lot of emotional support coming up from both sides. So from you, from this person, from your family, whatever. But it feels like it's a romantic. With that Hierophant reversed, it's this energy of um unconventional, non-traditional. Maybe that's why you're trying to keep it a secret. This feels weird. This feels weird. And with that Nine of Pentacles, it can also be about, yes, there's some kind of emotional connection, or some kind of committal energy, or something like that. But there's somebody here who's also very dedicated to their independence. And it's a kind of like a my way or the highway, like I love you, but I'm still doing my own thing kind of thing. Okay. This is interesting. Queen of Swords for your advice with the Five of Cups. Told you, I feel like you're going to have to tell the truth. Knight of Swords. So it may be telling you like a conversation about the past is gonna have to be hashed out. It's gonna come to a head. Like it's going to get to a point where we're needing to be very honest about the past and about where the fuck we're going. And we may need to be asking and or answering a lot of questions. And we're needing to do so from a place of logic and understanding and fairness. Don't shoot the messenger. A time to give rather than take. Scorpio, fire. Oof, okay. Have to give up that ass. I'm just kidding. I'm just joking. I'm just joking. I saw fire there and I just thought, oh, passion, intimacy. It's just a joke. Sorry. Um, okay. Take the lead, Scorpio, in this. Be as brave as you want another person to be. And I really think, tell me about that, a time to give rather than take. Ace of Wands reverse. If you're like looking for true intimacy, Scorpio, I feel like this is going to be a time where you're really going to have to give. Like you're going to have to take the initiative. You're going to have to take the initiative and be confident in your pursuits with whatever it is that you're doing. For others of you, whatever situation it is that you're revisiting or that you're entering, you need to ask yourself not what you can get, but what you can give. Like, what of value can you provide, right? I'm not saying you're not already valuable. Of course you are, right? But with this particular circumstance, maybe it's content creation. Fuck, I don't know. Really interesting. But that's what I have for you, Scorpio. Thank you so much. I hope that you will like, share, comment, and subscribe. And if you want to book a super chat question to get your cards read during this live, then you can do so over at hypsee.com/Violetta Alexis. Thanks a lot. Talk to you soon. Have a great July. Let's move on to Sagittarius. Hi. Hi, baby. Oh, look, you're just a baby. She's just a baby. Yes, she's such a cutie. You can tell she's obviously very thrilled to be here. All right, Sag, what's going on? What's up, Tom? What's going on, Sag? I hope you guys are doing well. Let's go ahead and take a look at July for you. Okay, Three of Cups, cutting up the rug a little bit, getting out. Page of Cups reverse. The Nine of Swords. Okay. Four of Cups. Oh, okay. Well, all right. You're showing up as a masculine. So, Sagittarius, if you're a woman or if you resonate with feminine energy, then this may be reversed. So, it seems like you may be attempting to put yourself out there. You're trying to socialize, etc. But you can just kind of feel like you're up to here, and what I mean by that is like maybe it's too much socializing, right? Sometimes the Four of Cups can represent where we've just had too much of something and we don't really want it anymore. Or it can be where we're surrounded by a bunch of people and yet we still feel lonely for some reason. Maybe it's just that you want that one girl or guy to talk to you, but everybody else is. I was just talking to a client the other day on my private one-on-one sessions on Hypsee, and she was like, guys approach me all the time. I don't get it. I don't understand why I'm stuck on this one guy. And I'm like, well, that's because he is making you question yourself. All these other guys are chasing after you except for him, right? So it's just a trick. Like it's just a trick. It's just a test of the ego, really. And so for some of you, it can be that, okay? It absolutely can be. But with that King of Pentacles, it feels like you're doing pretty well. Like you seem to be financially stable. You seem to be very focused on what your values are and things like that. And so I think ultimately you're feeling pretty good. For some of you, you can be in a commitment as well. Maybe you're just wanting to spend time with that one person, and that's why you're not really okay, like I've had enough, I want to go home, this is like when you go to a party that you weren't really sure you wanted to go to in the first place, and so like you go, right, and then like it's fine and you have a good time, and then you're like, okay, I just want to go home and be in my pajamas and go be ugly in peace and watch the fucking Price is Right. Like, it can't be that. Maybe that's what that is. Page of Cups reversed, King of Swords reversed, and the King of Cups. Hmm. You can start to feel like whoever it is that you're surrounding yourself with, you can start to feel like you're a little bit too mature for this. You've maybe you feel like you've outgrown some people, maybe you feel like it's not really for you anymore. For others of you, this can be you, but I'm not really feeling that though. Are you okay? Did you sneeze? That was so cute. So you're talking to my cat. What's that King of Swords reversed? The Eight of Swords. It feels like everybody else is trying to get your attention, or people are trying to talk to you and get you to like vibe out, and you're holding space for others to do so, but you don't really seem to want to do that yourself. It feels a little bit like loner city, you know what I mean? What I do want to say, Sagittarius, like if you are feeling that way, and you just be cautious that you're not taking certain people for granted, because I feel like there's people here that really care about you and love you and all those things. That's all well and good, right? It doesn't mean you have to give them like your whole life or whatever, but these aren't bad problems to have. But for others of you, there is somebody here who maybe you just feel like is not on your level. It looks like it's another masculine, and so that can kind of be what's irking you, where you're like, yeah, I don't, you can feel like somebody's kind of gaslighting you, or playing the victim in a situation. You're like, okay, you seem to be handling it with great aplomb, right? Oh, Nine of Swords reversed, the Emperor reversed, and the Queen of Cups. Okay. I don't know who this Queen of Cups is, but this person seems to love you a lot. Okay. And I feel like it's mutual. But that Emperor reverse, because you're showing up as a masculine, I'm forced to believe that that is advice about you. So this can be about where you are creating problems where there really shouldn't be, or it's about you needing to put some kind of feelings aside and um do what needs to be done. So for instance, if you and this person are having some kind of silly argument, or something like that, or it's caused some kind of rift, or separation, it's telling you just to take the lead. And I know not a lot of men like to hear this, but to kind of be a man and just step up in some way. I'm not saying that you're 100% at fault or anything like that, but it's kind of like leading by example in some way, shape, or form. And I also feel like you're on the precipice of a leveling up. So that may also be why you're starting to feel like you are outgrowing certain dynamics or certain groups in your life. A time for healing and Mercury. So don't be afraid to talk about it. Don't be afraid to talk about your feelings. Don't be afraid to maybe talk to a therapist. And if you do talk to a therapist, don't just go up there and just say whatever you can to avoid true accountability or true growth. Like really go up there and tell the truth, right? For some of you that are looking to be into therapy. For others of you, maybe you're needing to write about it. Okay. So if you enjoy writing, maybe that will help you heal. That'll help you work through some kind of pain or whatever it is. But Don't be afraid to get out there and network and communicate, because I really do think that that can be healing for you. Or you could end up pulling in some kind of friendship, or maybe it's a relationship if you're single, that could be very healing for you as well. And I say but because this is here. There may be a specific person in your life where it's going to require an open mind and initiating a conversation that can be very healing for the both of you potentially. Okay. So that is what I have for you, Sagittarius. Thank you so much. I hope that you will like, share, comment, and subscribe. And if you want to book a super chat question and get your cards read during this live, then you can visit hypsee.com/Violetta Alexis. Thanks a lot. Capricorn. Hi, Capricorn. How are you? Welcome. Let's go ahead and see what is going on for you for July 2025. Okay. Well, we know you love that. Some of you are a Mars in Capricorn for this to show up here. Three of Pentacles is Mars in Capricorn. Mars in Capricorn is exalted, so I feel like you're doing it. Ooh, except in the love department, maybe. The Lover's reversed. Okay. And the Five of Wands for your advice. Careful of ego battles. It's going to go nowhere. Look for true resolve, is what I heard. Ooh, I feel like interesting. I feel like that Three of Pentacles is separate from this. Three of Pentacles, Four of Swords reversed, and the Tower. You seem to be collaborating with other people, working together with other people, maybe learning under somebody else's wing, maybe they're learning under yours. Whatever it is, there's some good camaraderie going, maybe in a coworker situation or in a collaborative effort. There is something that you're still hanging on to that has been draining the hell out of you, to be frank. And it feels like something external from you is forcing you to let go of whatever this is. So that way you can change. I'd be lying if I said it wouldn't feel disruptive, because I do feel like it will feel that way. It may be something that feels a little unsettling or kind of comes out of nowhere. What's initiating that Tower? The Seven of Wands reversed. You can kind of feel backed into a corner by other people, or specifically by a person. There can be some competitive things going on, maybe in a work situation. I'm not really sure. Whatever it is, it's draining. And it's going to get to a point where you just like say, fuck it, and stop trying to maintain the status quo or people's expectations of you potentially. Oof. There could be like love at work that doesn't work out. Okay. For some of you, with the Lovers reversed, the Seven of Cups reversed, and the Knight of Pentacles reversed. Okay. This is very much a reality check that's happening. And it can be around somebody that you've had or you have an intimate connection with that you're realizing really doesn't align. There can be, I hate to say it, right? But there can be like a great awakening that you have about this person where you're like, wow, holy shit. And the kind of rug, the rug is pulled from under you, or the veil has slipped, or the mask has slipped, or something like that, and you're like, okay, got it. And so what's that Knight of Pentacles reversed? The Justice. It can definitely feel like someone didn't do the right thing when they should have. And if you were looking for like a higher level of commitment, for instance, it just looks like it's going nowhere. And once again, it's either because somebody keeps blaming you, um, or there's cheating, or there's unrequited love, or competition, or whatever. But there is a huge reality check happening that's going to feel pretty damn uncomfortable. But if I'm going to be honest, that Knight of Pentacles reversed with the Seven of Wands reversed, it almost feels like there's like embarrassed, like somebody's embarrassed. Like, oh God, I'm so embarrassed I dealt with that person, or something like that. Three of Swords, Five of Wands, Queen of Pentacles reversed. Oh God, Capricorn, remember who you are. Please don't let this get you down. This can really have you kind of, it sounds so bad. I'm sorry. Okay. Like, I wish I could make it different. The good thing is you have a great collaboration on the horizon. Okay. That's the good thing. The negative is that, it may come at a price, or there can just be like a holy shit moment that you're kind of having. It is for the better, whether you realize it in the moment or not. Okay. And it can be that whatever this is, this drama, this heartache, it can have you really feeling insecure. What you don't want to do with that information or with this feeling is start to slack, procrastinate, not take care of yourself, get overly emotional and make a damn fool out of yourself. Don't do that. Okay. Let it go. It may be that some drama ensues, and you have to be in the mentality that that is beneath you. Okay. You want to have that mentality, regardless of your feelings about it. If somebody else can control your feelings, they are your master. A new romantic cycle begins. And cardinal. Well, you are a cardinal sign. So once again, I feel like this is just clearing out room for somebody that's actually meant for you, somebody that's not going to hurt you and make you feel like crap about yourself. Or because I wonder if there's somebody who's like a little jealous of you as well. Like it feels as though somebody's attempting to compete with you or project onto you for some of you. So I feel like this is about being brave in the face of danger, right? Being brave in the face of it all, and really standing on your own 2 feet and remembering who you are, and that these experiences do not define you. You must define your experiences. And with that, a new romantic cycle begins. I feel like you're going to see why you had to see this and this had to be cleared out. And it can be in regards to a work scenario as well. Okay. Something to keep in mind. So that's what I have for you, Capricorn. Thank you guys so much. I hope that you will like, share, comment, and subscribe. And if you would like to book a super chat question and get your cards read during this live, then you can do so at hypsee.com/Violetta Alexis. Thanks. Have a good July, Cappy. All righty. Let's go ahead and move on to Aquarius. What's going on, Aquarius? How are you? Let's go ahead and see what is going on for you in July. Five of Swords. Okay. Nine of Cups. You just might get it. You just might get it. You just might get it. What is that song? I've been around the world. What is that song by Pussycat Dolls? I just heard that song. I don't usually hear music in my readings, but I just heard it in my head. What is that song? Da-na-na-na-na-na, you just might get it. God, what is that freaking song? Hold on. Oh my God, what is it? When I Grow Up. That's what it's called. So weird. I don't even have that on my playlist. Yes, that one. Thank you, Vanessa. Yeah, I heard When I Grew Up by Pussycat Dolls. So maybe that's of relevance to you. Okay. Excuse me. All right, let's see. Six of Wands reversed with the Five of Swords. The Queen of Wands. Okay. What's that Six of Wands reversed? The Eight of Cups. It's like you're not even phased. You seem to be very unbothered by maybe some slack that other people are giving you, or flack. What is it called? It feels like something that maybe you were trying to fight for, or something you were venturing out on, or maybe something that you put out there, whatever. You feel like it's not really, I don't know, getting the attention maybe that you had desired. But it feels more so like, hold on, something that you were fighting for. It's like like you're not getting some kind of recognition for it, but you don't seem to be bothered by it. It feels like you're, if there is people who are playing games or attempting to compete with you, or playing mind games with you, especially like underhanded tactics, things like that, it feels like you're really just not paying it any mind. The Queen of Wands doesn't give a fuck what anyone thinks. She shows up. She doesn't really care if you don't like her or him. Okay. They're not gender specific. She doesn't really care if you don't like her. She very much accepts her past and where she's been. And because of that, she knows where she's going. And even if she doesn't, she trusts that she can lead herself there, because the Queen of Wands is by nature a leader. And so there may be something that is very performative that you've been doing, or something that you've been trying to take the lead on in regards to your life. And you can feel like you're not, once again, not getting the recognition, or people are hating on you, or trying to cut you down, or trying to cut down your efforts, or whatever it is. It's like that saying, I've never had anyone hotter or more successful than me try to bring me down, or something like that. It almost feels like you're living by that. It's actually kind of funny. So you have the Nine of Cups here, the Nine of Wands, wow, and the Temperance. You know, it's like I remember listening to somebody talk one day. I can't remember who it was, but this person was like, the moment where you almost get what you want, you will have the rug like taken from under you, right? Or all of a sudden life will get really, really hard. And it's because it's the universe being like, how bad do you want it? That's what it feels like. And then you're getting it. You're getting something that you've wished for, and not just wished for, but wanted for a really long time. And so it almost feels like there's a test. Maybe it's in like the beginning of the month or something like that. Like there's a little test. And then in the end of July, it's like you finally get that thing because you really wanted it. Like I won't lie, like you're a little tired and shit, but you are winning. You're handling it with such grace as well. The Empress for your advice, with the Magician reversed and the Page of Wands reversed. Don't allow other people's manipulative behavior try to get you to second guess what it is that you want, or who it is that you are. I don't think that you need to prove anything to anybody. The Empress is about standing in one's sovereignty, kind of sitting on your throne, being creative, understanding that you're valuable and you're beautiful and all of these things, and not allowing somebody else's opinion or a negative perspective to affect you in that way, where you stop going after what it is that you want. Don't let pride get in your way. Yeah, don't let them drag you down like that. That's what I feel. I feel like it's somebody trying to mess with your pride, or somebody trying to, like, something like that. And I feel like it's going to be a test, and it's asking you to surrender. It just feels like a test. That's it. That's what I have for you, Aquarius. Thank you guys so much. I hope that you will like, share, comment, and subscribe. And if you would like to book a super chat question to get your cards read during the live, then you can do so at hypsee.com/Violetta Alexis. What's up, Shannon? No problem, meow. What's up, Dominic? You're welcome, Shannon. Thanks, Shannon. I'm hungry. Okay. Mm, you know what? I kind of want to put on hoodie, tube socks, and some shorts. I'll be right back. Yes, Jana, you can. Now I know that you guys can hear me. And some shorts and some socks. I just want to be super comfy. I don't wear that damn dress. Oh man, do I not have clean tube socks? Oh well, gonna have to. Yeah. Okay. This is my real vibe. Okay. I love this. I don't want these either. I need to get my hair done. I can't with these roots. I love my natural hair color, but like I need a little touch up on top. You know what I'm saying, ladies? I can't with this. That's a little much for me. Okay. Put dirty ones on. I'm a Virgo. Just kidding. I'm not above that. 51-mile bike ride. Damn, Tom. I'm embarrassed. I don't think I even know what 51 miles is. All right, let's move on to Pisces. Well, I feel like doing some writing tonight. All right, one more. How about some watermelon? Guys, I haven't eaten anything bad in a week, a whole week. It's been nothing but fruit and like yogurt and water and like protein. Honestly, I love it. Okay, nobody cares. Okay. Well, hello, Pisces. The only placement that I have in Pisces is Jupiter retrograde. But let me know what your placement is in the comment section if you're watching this after the live. So let's go ahead and see what's going on for you for July. Okay. Page of Pentacles reversed. The Hangman reversed. That's Pisces. Three of Wands reversed. Don't just let something be. Like, don't just let like, if you're not happy with something, you have the ability to change it. Two of Pentacles reversed. Five of Pentacles reversed. This feels very much about money, in my opinion. Page of Pentacles reversed, Two of Pentacles reversed, Five of Pentacles reversed. It feels like there's some kind of debt or budgeting issue, or maybe you've been spending too much money on subscriptions, or maybe you've been spending it all in the wrong place, or whatever. And you may have been putting this off for a while, or you may have been putting this off, and it feels like it's something in regards to your finances, or there's something that maybe you even need to handle in regards to your health that you've been just kind of putting off. Maybe it's like you've been overeating, or you've been emotional eating, right? You've been feeling bad, and so you just are continuously eating tubs of Ben and Jerry's. Nothing wrong with that. Okay, I get it. I've been there, done that so many times. But now it's time for you to like get out of that mode. Like, you got to drop it, you know? And so I feel like that's what you're doing with that Five of Pentacles reverse. There is some kind of reprieve. There is some kind of letting go of whatever has been holding you back, or whatever has been keeping you in some kind of chaotic mindset. You know, what's that Two of Pentacles reversed? I feel like the Ten of Cups. I feel like it's emotional eating, or like it's the way that you've been handling your emotions. So, for instance, if you haven't really been feeling emotionally supported, or you're not feeling emotionally supported in some kind of way, maybe you started spending too much money, like retail therapy, or you have been spending too much money on food or freaking porn, I don't know, whatever, right? And like, it's not working for you. You're realizing that that's not really helping. That's not making you feel more emotionally content, nor more emotionally supported. And so, you're kind of coming out of that. Jesus, Pisces. Okay. Hangman reversed, the devil, and the Four of Wands reversed. What have you been holding on to that is creating these negative coping mechanisms? And those negative coping mechanisms are making these insecurities of yours even bigger. Like, for instance, right? Let's say that somebody has like a porn addiction, okay? And but really what they want is intimacy, right? Really what they want is intimacy. And trying to substitute intimacy with pixels on a camera, or pixels on the computer, or whatever it is no substitute. So it actually increases fear of intimacy, right? Or it increases. So basically, what I'm saying is some kind of insecurity, or something that maybe you're desiring, something that you're wanting, you may be looking in the wrong place on how to resolve it. And I feel like it's really about getting down to the root of the problem for what that is. But this is what you need to break free from. Like, for instance, if you're a Pisces rising, Pluto transiting through your 12th house, time to wrap it up. you know, your subconscious, your mental health, addictions, self-sabotaging behaviors, whatever it is going to get gutted. period, whether you like it or not. Okay. 12th house transits are no joke. So, whatever that is for you, but it feels very 12th housey or 8th housey. Okay. Feels very psychological. The Three of Wands reverse the King of Wands and the Eight of Wands for your advice. You need to get your mojo back. I don't know if you need to take a trip, get some perspective. You need to get out of the house. Whatever it is that you need to do. You need to start that passion project. I don't know. Okay. But it's time to get it rolling. It's time to get moving. It's time to start something new. It's time to get true. Because and I was just telling my client, was it yesterday? She was talking about a guy she's with, and I was like, confidence can be faked, self-esteem cannot. Okay. And so I feel like it's something like that with you, where it's about the root of something. It's about the root of something for you. But I really feel like a lot of it has to do with acceptance of like, yes, this is an issue for me. This is an issue I've been dealing with. Like, I have a problem, or whatever. Some of you, maybe this is reversed. Okay. I don't know. Phew. A new start is coming if you want it to. House 7. Ooh, I feel like you guys are on your way to a really healthy relationship. But first, you must have a healthy relationship with yourself. Oh my God. And then it says literally intimacy on this card. How funny is that? So yeah, I mean, I feel like you're on the precipice of figuring something out, okay? I'm not saying that it won't be hard. It will. Like it will be hard. It's going to be difficult. But I really feel like for some of you, maybe you are going into therapy, or maybe you need to go into therapy, or maybe you need to speak with a mentor or an astrologer or a tarot reader or whatever, right? That's not obviously a substitute for real like mental health and psychology and stuff like that. Okay. Whoever you got to talk to. But I feel like you guys are on your way to a healthier relationship or a new relationship or a new start in an already remaining relationship in your life. But you have to fix that relationship with yourself. Damn. Not gonna lie, Pisces, you win for the most intense reading of the night. So that's what I have for you, Pisces. Thank you so much. I hope that you will like, share, comment, and subscribe. And if you would like to book a super chat question with me, then you can visit hypsee.com/Violetta Alexis. Thanks a lot. Or maybe I'll do this deck actually. Valeria, please don't do that. Please don't just stare at me like a weirdo. Just stares at me. It's so creepy. All right, time for super chat questions. Well, don't give yourself away. What's up, Shamika? He's addicted to kratom. What is kratom? Is that like a drug? Holy crap, dude. That's terrible. Oh, you're welcome, Tom. Of course. I hope you have a great fourth. All right. This playlist is my life. Okay. What am I doing? Shit. Okay, there we go. Sorry, excuse my French. All right. Oh yes, Gibson girl. Come on, Ethel Kane. Looks so sweaty. Gosh, I can't hear it in my head. I love I think Inbred is good. I love Punish. Family Tree intro, specifically intro, please. That song is untouchable, in my humble opinion. The lyrics, I live for lyrics, okay? I live for lyrics. Like, I could listen to music a cappella and be totally fine if the lyrics are good and the delivery is good. The lyrics on Family Tree Intro by Ethel Kane are superior to none, honestly. I mean, superior. Okay, so let's go ahead and do these super chat questions. We have number one. I'm gonna have to do these. I'm gonna have to do these super chats myself. Okay. Number one. Oh, you're so sweet. Okay, let's see. Um, let me see. I know you were saying you asked if you're being silly to have hope for a response. Um, I don't think that you should feel silly about it. Like I feel like there's a reason why the cards told you yesterday to go ahead and do it because I feel like this is your definitive answer in my opinion. So I don't think it's about you being silly. I don't think it's about you being silly. I think this is about you receiving the truth. Even if you receive no response at all, that is still a response. Do you know what I mean? So let me see if he's considering a response. Seven of Swords and the Two of Cups. There's still feelings there. There's still some level of connection, but he may be trying to avoid it, or he may feel like he needs to keep his feelings to himself for some reason. Number two. Okay, let me see about why this person lost interest. The High Priestess reversed. He may be keeping a secret, keeping things to himself. Is he seeing others? The Knight of Cups would be a yes, in my opinion. I feel like he's likely taking action towards either people or maybe a specific person, unfortunately. Okay, so and I feel like he may be trying to hide this from you. Thank you, darling. All right, we have number three, career. Okay, let's see. The Eight of Pentacles, you're on the precipice of mastering something. I really feel like this is about you buckling down and leaving out any potential distractions that may deviate you from what you're trying to focus on. So the Eight of Pentacles does say that you have your work cut out for you, but at the end of this, if you're able to get on the other side, there will be a new level of independence and enjoyment. The Fool reversed tells me that you may be a little bit apprehensive towards moving towards whatever this is, but it just feels like there's a lot of work involved. What else? The Six of Cups, there may be some kind of camaraderie, like somebody that you feel very connected to at work, that either it can be a love thing, but it just feels like this is more of somebody trying to support what it is that you're doing in your field, which is essentially going to help you. The Queen of Swords, I feel like you'll probably get really great advice from somebody that supports you, potentially a feminine energy, but this may very well be you. So that Queen of Swords tells me that you're making the right decisions, you're in the right mind frame, keep doing what you're doing, make sure that you're leaving out any potential distractions, especially if you're wanting like a break in your career, you're wanting to do something, just keep working. It may be telling you as well, though, that you're needing to think outside of the box when it comes to an avenue in your career or when it comes to a specific project, if you're wanting to kind of branch out in some way. Thank you, number three. Number four, the good coming towards you. Show me only the good coming towards this person within the next 3 months. The Ten of Wands, something that has felt very burdensome for a long time is likely going to end up, it's going to be done. It's going to be finished. The Ace of Swords, there may be a conversation that you end up having, some kind of new start that you'll have. Well, let me see. That brings you some kind of peace of mind. The Six of Pentacles, I feel like you're getting some really good advice from somebody and potentially some kind of financial support. It feels like something that you're completing is leading to more clarity and some kind of conversation around some kind of financial decision or some emotional support, not emotional, some kind of financial support. So it feels like something that you're completing is leading to clarity and leading to a conversation around more money, or somebody is giving you some very solid advice that you will be taking that will somehow level you up. The Two of Swords, the Sun. The one thing that you may have been avoiding or you've been uncertain about, you may find that that thing you've been avoiding for no reason, or the thing you've been uncertain about, there's been really no reason for you to be uncertain about it. And you'll find that somehow, like, once again, I'm getting clarity, like with that Ace of Swords and the Sun, there's some kind of clarity that you're getting that's going to make you a lot more confident in regards to some kind of direction that maybe you're trying to take. There's a lot of happiness here, creativity, fun, maybe some kind of entrepreneurship if that's something that you're interested in, and peace, passion, peace, excitement. If you're interested in love, there can be somebody coming in. Feels like something that's more fun, right? It doesn't mean that it can't graduate to something bigger, but it feels just really, really fun. It just feels good. Like the rest of the summer, all the way up to September, looks pretty good for you. So, something that's been a long time coming, something that's been exhausting you, you're completing it, leads to clarity, leads to a conversation around money, which is going to benefit you. Something that you've been avoiding, there's no need to avoid it. It feels like it's bringing you more clarity, more happiness. Somebody may be coming in. This person can be um, motivating you to pursue something that brings you some level of happiness as well. You're very close to achieving your goal. So something you've been setting out to do. I mean, there's the 10 of Wands right there, which talks about a completion. It's that final last push of responsibility before you can start new. Because the tens are the end of the suit, right? So the ace is the beginning, the 10 is the ending, so to speak. So if you're starting out with the 10 and then you go to an ace, it means that some kind of accomplishment or something you're finally finishing up is leading to a brand new beginning. So I feel like that's what that is. House 10, it can be something in regards to your public status, your reputation, your career, maybe something in regards to a parental figure. So this is about structure, discipline, your life mission, your accomplishments, career, something like that, something that you're achieving, something big. Thanks, darling. Always nice to see ya. We have number 5. Okay. Okay. All right. Let's see what you can expect at this wedding. So you have the Page of Swords reversed, the Seven of Pentacles, and the Death reversed. There may be a lot of either gossip, rumors, in an extreme case, drama, but the Page of Swords reverse likes to show up when there's somebody here that's assuming something about a situation, assuming something about another person, when they really don't have all of the facts. And it can be around the Seven of Pentacles, which can be about what somebody's invested in, what they're putting their money in, etc. And that Death reversed tells me that there's somebody here maybe needs to change or they're needing to evolve. So I don't know if that's you or somebody else, but this is basically an assumption of something that someone really doesn't have the right idea about it at all. And it may be that they're too invested in whatever this is as opposed to invested in the things that they should be invested in. Okay. So I don't know if that's you or somebody else. What else can she expect here? The Ace of Pentacles, whoops, the Ace of Pentacles reversed and the Two of Wands. What's that Ace of Pentacles reversed? The Ten of Swords. Okay. So I feel like you're going to have to make a decision, and it may feel a little uncomfortable. And it may be a decision just to simply let something go, or you can keep feeding into it and kind of feeling like it's getting nowhere. But it can be where something just needs to be put to rest or something just needs to end, so to speak. Okay. It can be around finances, anything to do with health, money, some kind of missed opportunity. And I feel like something is kind of done. And so now this may be asking you to make a final decision on something or someone, but it may feel uncomfortable. But it's basically saying you can either choose the way that you've always chosen, or you can go about something in a completely different way. Okay. As far as the second thing about your cousin, let's see that. The Strength card. So this is about confidence, essentially. This is about confidence and, you know, confidence, courage, having faith. So, intimidation is real. All right. Intimidation can be very, very real. People get work done. It's hard to compete in this life. There's filters, right? That's why I stopped using them. Because I was like, you know what? Fuck that, right? Like, I'm so done. I'm so done comparing myself to everybody. I'm so done feeling like I have to live up to something. It's just like you get to a point where it just really doesn't matter. Okay. As far as like your cousin, what she's done or how she has succeeded in whichever way you may view success does not mean that you are any less than. Don't allow this to make you mad. Don't get mad about it. Get motivated. It doesn't mean that you have to live up to what she is. It just means that you need to be the best version of yourself. And I know that can be really difficult, especially with people getting work done and blah, 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 blah. But I mean, that's just it. It's just that she got work done and that's it. Like, that's it. Okay. We'd all be looking really, really, really freaking hot if we all had a bunch of work done, wouldn't we? But that doesn't mean that you are any less than just because you didn't have work done and she did. So this is more about a confidence issue, but not really confidence. It feels more about your self-esteem. And there's something that needs to be healed within that. And like I was saying earlier, confidence can be faked, self-esteem cannot. And I feel like self-esteem comes from true acceptance, where confidence can sometimes be created from delusion. So, like for me, right? I have had crappy skin, okay, like my whole life. It's just been a thing. You can see like I have acne scars here and they're here, and I'm absolutely flawed and I'm absolutely beautiful, and that's just what it is, okay? And I've had treatments done and all of those things, but it's just coming to this place of acceptance and just understanding that I just went through some shit, right? Like we all do, and it's just there now, and that's fine, but it doesn't make me any less cute, or it doesn't make me any less of a person, because there's other beautiful things about me, because I'm one big package made up of a bunch of different things. I'm not just my face, I'm not just my tits, I'm not just my ass. I'm a lot of different things. I'm a writer and I'm a mom, and I personally think I'm a great lover, right? So, so I think I have a great taste in music and movies, right? Whatever your thing is. So try to appreciate those other things about yourself, and accept yourself. Acceptance is probably the best course of action, especially in this day and age. But it also doesn't mean that you can't, if you want to get a treatment done at some point in the future, it doesn't mean that you can't. But don't get mad, get motivated. Okay. Believe in the impossible. And opposition. So you may feel like you're maybe far away from what you want or some kind of goal you want to obtain. Um, you're only as far as you really want to be. I feel like whatever you're trying to achieve, whatever this impossibility is, I feel like it is absolutely achievable. And I think that you're just really needing to kind of like overcome yourself more than anything. Um, because opposition in astrology is an aspect where two planets are in a disagreement, right? You're seeing something maybe that you want, and this other side is saying, well, you can't have that. You absolutely can. You just have to take or put one foot in front of the other to get to that place, right? And so sometimes it's about doing the little things that you can control in the moment, right? So whether that's like skincare or you're working out and you're eating super healthy, these things are absolutely in your control, within reason, right? So something to kind of think about. But yeah, I get it. Like it's really difficult, and I just stopped doing filters like a week ago, you know, and I'm 38. So that was hard for me. It was really hard, like posting these little YouTube shorts without a filter like everybody else, and not having my little skin smoother on right now on my little, but I was just like, you know what, whatever. You know what I mean? And maybe one day I'll get some kind of treatment that's going to make me feel even better about myself, right? But that should just be the icing on the cake. That's more of a confidence booster. Focus on your self-esteem, which is the root. Okay. So I hope that that made sense. Okay. Thank you, number 5. Now let's move on to number 6. I love you too. Okay, let's see. All right, let me see option A. Ooh, come on. Time to make it happen. Option A is time to make it happen. Time to absolutely make it happen. You have to do that. That is part of your higher calling. You can't just leave that on the shelf. The judgment is a reckoning. It's saying, I need you to get with the program. I need you to accept this as part of your bigger calling, higher calling, whatever. Don't just leave it on the shelf. It's time to wrap it up. You know what I'm saying? Option B, the Wheel of Fortune reverse, Four of Pentacles. It doesn't mean that you can't do it, but try to let go of the outcome. Okay. There's likely going to be a lot of risks involved with that particular avenue. And so, not putting too much expectations on option B, but I feel like option A is you would be shooting yourself in the foot if you didn't do that. But you were honestly right. It doesn't mean that you can't do both. You know what I mean? Like, I know that my life purpose is not tarot. Okay. I know in some way, shape, or form, it's some kind of writing, it's some kind of emotional, right? But it doesn't mean that I can't do tarot. It doesn't mean that I can't do that. Right. It doesn't mean that I can't make cute little beauty vlogs if I fucking want to, right? You can literally do whatever the fuck you want. Even if you don't necessarily do it well, you can literally do pretty much whatever you want. So number 7. Okay, let's just see the good stuff. Number 7, wink, wink. Oh God, that was terrible. 10 of Wands. So, it's something that felt very heavy, something that felt like a lot to deal with. It's coming to a close. It's coming to a head. You're done with that. The burden's over. The weight that you've been carrying, you're done. You fucking done. The High Priestess reverse, especially when it comes to trusting your own intuition. I feel like whatever this weight you've been carrying is not like part of it's yours, yes, but a lot of the weight you've been carrying is not yours. And I think it's been suppressing your potential. And I think that this is something that you're going to realize once you kind of call it quit. Yeah. You're realizing that this has suppressed your potential or it could have felt oppressive. And now you're just kind of probably opening yourself up to more options. So I kind of feel like the hard part is over, Wheel of Fortune. This is when you're going to start running. That like backpack that you've been wearing, that you've been just like stacking full of bricks, a lot of those bricks not even your own. This is the time where you're like, why am I wearing this? You drop it off, and that's when things really start moving forward because you don't have something pulling you back or holding you back anymore. What's that, Wheel of Fortune? The Knight of Swords can be some kind of communication, learning, some kind of, yeah, the Knight of Swords is like the quickest. It's the quickest knight, in my opinion. So it's like there's something that you're moving forward with. Jupiter, learning, travel, education, money, wisdom, your higher purpose. The Six of Swords reversed. There may have been something that whatever this burden was that had been holding you back, there may have been something that you left in the dust, or like a part of yourself that you left in the dust, or a part of yourself that you left behind, or a hobby, or something like that. And now it's like there's a revisitation of whatever that is, potentially. The energy is gaining momentum. What did I say? It's because that fucking brick of backpack of, oh my God, and then Jupiter, shut up. That I feel like it's money because I know that you are having Jupiter going through your second house. I feel like it's money. I feel like it's money. I feel like but it's not just money. I feel like you're going to grow and expand not only your wealth and the money that you make, but also in regards to your self esteem, self worth. not just confidence, but the root of where it comes from. Like I'm getting like a rooted in who you are, and some growth and expansion in regards to that. And potentially some kind of talent that you may have as well may be revisited. Damn, girl, double Jupiter. I'm not mad at you. Numero 8. Didn't you already ask this question? This is the exact same question. All right, we're gonna just rock it. Okay. All right, so let's do this again. So option A, Queen of Swords and the Lovers. So once again, this is a double yes. So in the first question you asked, you got a yes. And you asked the exact same question and you still got a yes. Queen of Swords, Lovers. Queen of Swords is communication, speaking, writing. It can be things like that. Anything to do with the mind, anything to do with communication. And guess what? This is the Lovers. This is Gemini. Uranus is moving into Gemini on the 7th. Venus is in Gemini right now. Great time to be pursuing this further, putting stuff out there, looking into education, whatever it is that you're doing. This is an absolute yes. This is your higher calling in some way, shape, or form. See, look, and then the option B, right? This is creativity, which can be poetry, music, acting, anything like that, musician, stuff like that. And with that 3 of Cups, I feel like it'll more so be about the people that you meet along the way that's really going to help you open up or be more vulnerable in your pursuit of this option B. So I feel like it can work out. Just don't be attached to the outcome, like I told you before. That looks really good, though. Damn. All right. Number 9. Okay. Wow, Capricorn stellium and a Cancer moon. All right. Let's see. Anything general you need to know for July? King of Cups reversed and the 2 of Cups reversed. Okay. So there may be masculine energy around you. Okay. Masculine can still be a woman. We're all made up of masculine and feminine energies, but this person may be quite masculine in nature. This can be somebody who may not be ready to have a mature conversation about a disconnect between you and them, or maybe this is you, but I'm not going to read it like that. Okay, take it how you will. But the King of Cups reverse can also be somebody who kind of blows smoke a little bit. Somebody who is, a little bit on the bullshit scale. Somebody who will say anything that they need in order to get their needs met. So it may be a little bit of a warning. It may be warning you of a particular masculine person in your vicinity or around you that you may end up having a misunderstanding with, or there's some manipulation going on there. So not sure what that is, but just kind of letting you know. Okay. It can also be around like emotional immaturity. So I'm sorry, I know that sounded really crappy, but hey, at least your ruler, right? Jupiter is in Cancer, so it's exalted. So the next year should be feeling a little bit better for you, regardless. Thanks a lot, number 9. Number 10. Oh, what's up, girl? Okay. All right, let's pull some advice. You have the 3 of Pentacles, the Star, and the Queen of Pentacles. Queen of Pentacles, all in the upright. Double Capricorn energy. this isn't so much necessarily about love per se. It feels more like love for self. And I know we get sick of hearing that in the spiritual community, right? But it's here for a reason. And so with this energy, I feel like it's more about you and taking care of you, taking care of yourself, maybe collaborating with people on some bigger hopes, wishes, and dreams that you have a vested interest in. I think this is also about more so keeping a positive mind frame, regardless on how shitty it gets. I'm not saying it's going to be shitty, but keeping with that optimism, keeping with that faith and God, the universe, whatever, or whoever it is that you believe in. What's that Three of Pentacles specifically? The Ace of Pentacles reversed. You know, if there are some opportunities to work with other people, or to collaborate with other people, or work on a team with people in regards to some kind of pursuit that you dream of, do not miss out on the opportunity. I feel like you should take the opportunity because that may end up leading you to a partner. Okay. It's also possible that some kind of work situation. So you may meet somebody at work, you may end up committing to somebody that is actually at your job, or somebody that you meet in kind of like a work situation. Be careful of this. The Page of Wands reverse and the King of Swords reverse can be like a fire or an air sign. This can be somebody who is quite immature. They can do like a push and pull kind of effect, and then they'll gaslight you about it. So I feel like this is a little bit of a bullshitter, a gaslighter, somebody who, in a very extreme case, can be very mentally abusive, make you question your own reality, and all kinds of crazy stuff. So I would just be cautious of that. How you would know who this person is, let me ask. I'll pull an extra card for you. The Justice can be a Libra, can be somebody with a strong Libra placement. Maybe they work in the justice system. You know, maybe they're already in a relationship with someone, something like that. But yeah, just be cautious of that. Prosperity lies ahead. All right. And house eight. Ooh, what an interesting combo. So we have new moon and Taurus energy here, and then we have house eight. It may very well be that your Taurian house, whatever that may be, I can't remember what your rising sign is, but wherever Taurus is for you, it may be telling you that there's a transformation that needs to take place there. So, like for instance, if Taurus is in your ninth house, okay, maybe it's about your belief systems, your religious or your spiritual views, or your higher purpose, or maybe you're needing to work with a mentor, or maybe you're needing to allow some kind of mentor in your life to be able to change and transform you in some kind of way, or help you see the other side of something. But I feel like prosperity is on the other side of what you're afraid of, you know? And I don't know what that is. I don't know what your fear is, but for some reason it feels like there's prosperity for you, whatever prosperity means for you, but it's on the other side of what you fear. So I feel like a new beginning needs to take place in a Taurus part of your chart, because I feel like it'll change you for the better, and potentially help you find the person that you want, or help you merge with somebody better in a way that's very intimate and honest. Thank you, darling. It's always good to see you. I hope you're doing okay. Number 11. Okay, let me see if there's going to be a reconciliation. Mm, yeah, I do. Um, I have the Two of Pentacles reversed here, the King of Wands, and the Seven of Cups reversed. Okay. This person may be juggling people, okay, and may end up kind of choosing you, so to speak. There's definitely a sexual attraction here. There's no doubt about it with that King of Wands there. And if it's not another person, then it can't just be that this Gemini is a little confused or a little uncertain. But the attraction may be what gets this person to reconcile or make the decision. The judgment is definitely a card of reconciliation as well. Now, in regards to what you should do, the judgment is about being honest with oneself, essentially, about the past, about your past with this person, and making a judgment call based on the information that you have available to you. So I feel like there will be a reconciliation, but you need to ask yourself if you believe that this person is truly part of your higher path and you can bring this person with where you're going. Thank you so much, number 11. All right, we have number 12. Okay, let's see feelings towards you. Straight reversed. This person feels a little out of control or like they're not super confident in moving forward in some way. Tell me more. The Six of Cups reversed. I'm almost getting like a Twitter pated. Do you know that word from Bambi where you're Twitter pated or like smitten with someone? It feels that way. Like this person has a very seems to be have really good memories with you. They seem to focus on that a lot. Maybe even feeling a little nostalgic. Hello, Jupiter's in Cancer right now. We're all going to be feeling that a little. But this person can be feeling very nostalgic towards you. They feel like they have a deeper connection with you than most others. There are sweet feelings, but for some reason, why is the Chariot reversed? How about that? The Ten of Swords. If you guys have had some kind of ending or some kind of betrayal or some kind of out between one another, that can be kind of killing their confidence in moving forward, even if they were the ones to fuck it up. This can also be this person not feeling so confident because they're afraid that they're either going to screw it up or because they have maybe some kind of betrayal trauma or something like that, they're afraid to move forward. Maybe they're afraid it's going to happen again, something like that. Let's get some more on feelings. Six of Wands reversed. The Four of Pentacles. I feel like this person is very afraid to get their ego bruised with the Six of Wands reversed and the Four of Pentacles. The Seven of Swords. It feels like this person is afraid to get their ego bruised. I think that they hold on to you almost like a possession in a weird way. But that Six of Wands reversed it makes me feel like it's a fear with that Four of Pentacles. Because when the Four of Pentacles shows up, it's a fear of taking a risk because we're afraid to lose something. Well, lose what? Six of Wands reversed. Our self-esteem, our ego, right? Our false sense of confidence. And so this person may also sometimes be afraid to give you the attention that they feel like you deserve because they think that maybe you're going to take advantage or something like that. What's that Seven of Swords? The Nine of Wands. I feel like this person's afraid. It almost feels like they put some kind of invisible wall between you and them in order to avoid some kind of pain or some kind of loss. Let's see future actions. Six of Pentacles reversed, Ace of Cups, the Three of Wands reversed. I mean, it's not my favorite. I mean, I like that the Ace of Cups is here because it tells me that this person is attempting to offer you something of substance. But also at the same time, with the Six of Pentacles reversed, they may be trying to. Mm, oh man, I forgot to shut that. Crap. Um, what's that Six of Pentacles reversed? The Four of Wands. Be careful that this person doesn't try to get more than they're willing to offer. Like, don't get me wrong. I do feel like they're showing up with love and, cup runneth over, right? But there seems to be some kind of expectation out of you. And I do think that like you give them an inch, they take a mile kind of thing. Because it feels like this person has a certain expectation, and when you don't meet that kind of expectation, it's like they get frustrated with you. Sorry, my cat's meowing at me. What your advice is. Hold your vision. I feel like this is telling you to not lower your standards. Yin. Yeah, be in your feminine, okay? Be in your feminine energy, which is more just like receiving, not so much doing. You set the tone for what your standards are. Don't expect, but have your standard and stick to that. It's okay to have standards. Don't let somebody make you feel like your standards are too high or whatever the case. And so just try to have trust in yourself, patience, listen to your instincts and listen to your intuition, specifically around this relationship, because I do feel like this person is still dealing with some things on the outskirts of this. You know what I mean? Thank you so much. I hope that helped. All right. Number 13. Sure, let me see. No, I don't really see him being in a relationship. The Two of Swords reversed and the Five of Cups tells me he's just very focused on the past, maybe around a decision that he made, something he feels like he can't really avoid anymore. And it's around something that he essentially regrets, feels bad about, feels like an idiot, something like that. It feels like he's just very focused on a past situation that he regrets. I don't see a specific woman here. He's just regretting the past. That's where his big focus is. It's like he's in the corner wearing a dunce cap and, crying while listening to Keith Sweat or something by himself. Like it just feels like there's a big regret that he has about something. Thanks a lot, darling. All right, I'm going to get out of here. I hope you guys have a great day, night, great 4th of July. I will talk to you guys later. Thanks for coming.